All right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about if a woman cannot offer this, she's pretty much useless. We're going to be reacting to Olivia Alexa. I haven't watched this video. In fact, I don't watch any of the videos that I react to first. So this is my first reaction, and hopefully what she has to say is valuable. So let's find out. And don't forget, guys, we're having 60% off all of my courses. Not 50, 60% off all of my courses. And 30% off working with me one-on-one using the coupon code MINDFUL that ends at the end of the month. Okay, so let's continue that.
There's one thing that men are not being taught about a woman's femininity, and it's leading them
All right, let me make sure the audio let me make sure I'm like high enough. There you go.
to chase around low quality women because they have a strong subconscious desire to find it. But it's impossible to find something unless you know what to look for. And that's exactly what I'm about to tell you in this video.
Yeah, a lot of us are wired, well, evolutionarily, we are wired to look for certain things in women. And those things usually are based on paternity certainty. In other words, I need to know that the child is mine, that you could bear the child and survive, and that your genes are good enough and that you have high enough immune system to have a child. And the first one, paternity certainty, is pretty much done by men through slut shaming and other women as well, right? They slut shame other women so that women are not as promiscuous, so that it doesn't lower the value of the poom poom. And the other one is done through beauty, how good looking she is, because you can't be good looking and have a low immune system, right? And also is how good looking she is, and also her body, which pretty much says whether or not she could carry a child and survive. And all of those things are done through instincts that were wired and it descended on us. It was given to us by our ancestors because those instincts led to having paternity certainty. Those instincts led for us to pick women who have a child and have a child with a good immune system. Because if you have a child with a low immune system, it's going to come out asymmetrical. It's not going to be a good looking child.
There is one trait above all traits that defines a feminine woman. This one trait forms the core of what every man desires from the woman that he wants. And that trait is her ability to be a man's peace. This is a deep desire that men often can't articulate, but it's always been the foundation of male and female dynamics, and it will forever be. I believe this one trait forms the basis of a healthy reciprocity dynamic in a relationship. And why is that? Because here's the deal. A masculine man's life is defined by adversity. He's built for battles in the outside world, whether it be foraging for food in the ancestral days, fighting wars 100 years ago, or slaving away at work in the modern industrial world to provide for his woman and family. As a man, a woman who is truly your peace is one that can be your place of healing and rejuvenation at the end of the day. She's someone you can be vulnerable with without being shamed or judged for.
In other words, it's to re-experience the relationship dynamics that a child has with his mom, or a woman or daughter had with her dad. There's nothing pervy about it. We all have to understand that attraction is wired in us, and the first attraction we have is to our parents. There's nothing perverted. There's nothing perverted about it. There's nothing creepy about it. Where the hell do you think your desire to become one with someone comes from? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just come out of nowhere. It has its origins. Usually the origins don't look like the end results, but it kind of resembles it, right? And so you want to think about those parent-child dynamics, and what does the child enjoy about that relationship? That's what pretty much you enjoy about your relationships, and what she will enjoy about her relationship. Like, for example, what does a daughter love about her dad? That a dad could lift her up, that could make her feel comfortable, make her feel safe. What does a boy love about her mom? That her mom is not like the dad. The mom is more soft. The mom is not as hard as the dad is. There's a certain softness. She listens more. It's more of an emotional type of dynamic rather than with dad is more of a physical dynamic. So I kind of agree with it. It's almost like having another mom, but without thinking about it from a perverse point of view, without thinking about it from an immature point of view, if that makes sense.
for it. Someone that makes you feel like it was all worth it when you look at her. This is the most beautiful, raw form of femininity any man can experience. And this is what lies at the core of what every man desires from his relationship with his woman. On the flip side, the woman will also notice that once she actually starts being a man's piece, he will in turn give her anything that she needs and desires. Humans are naturally reciprocal. If you do something for someone, they naturally feel more compelled to help you.
Yeah, it's almost like a girl gave me a gift of a painting of mine, and I was gonna give her a gift. To be honest with you, it's just that I tend to procrastinate with my paintings. But as soon as she gave me the gift of my painting, of a portrait, I instantly started painting a painting of her dog, right? Because it is true, and that's the thing, right? That's why you gotta give to yourself, right? Once you give to yourself, you're gonna want to give to other people, and once you give to other people, people are going to want to give back to you. But the key is to give to yourself first. Give to yourself the love and comfort that you want from another woman, and you give yourself that through a meditation practice. I'm not even kidding with you. You meditate and you will learn to give yourself love and appreciation. You will learn to give yourself love and kindness to yourself through meditating, right? And once you learn to give yourself peace, once you learn to give yourself good emotions, then you're going to be able to give to people without expecting anything in return. You know, look at that girl that I told. Actually, no. Well, the girl that I told you about yesterday, about the girl that was playing me, the way it ended was that we talked. We were gonna work it out, and she was like, "Okay, let's work it out." And then at the end of the day, she texted me and said, "Alexus, I'm gonna block you because of me. I need to heal." And I'm like, didn't we just have a conversation to just end it friendly? Why the fuck are you blocking me? And then she blocked me. And I just felt like my emotions were crazy. And then she sent me another message because her ex deleted all of our photos that we took together. And then she was like, "Can you send me the photos we took together? I would love to have them." And right before she was going to send another message because it said typing, I was like, block! The fuck? Block! What the fuck is your problem, bitch? Crazy. You know, and it's like, nah, we ain't doing that. I blocked that bitch, you know. And you know what's funny? I'm happy she said that to me, because then I realized how psycho of a woman she was. She's just crazy, and anyone that gets close to her is gonna have to deal with the same shit, man. Crazy stuff.
The next time that you need help. A lot of women complain that their man doesn't listen to them anymore. Meanwhile, she has not successfully created a safe environment for him to express his feelings. A lot of women complain their man isn't as affectionate as he used to be.
We're gonna watch a video right after this that talks about that reciprocal relationship, of how there was a couple that stopped dating because they stopped giving each other certain things. We're gonna watch it. It's gonna be a divorce lawyer talking about that.
She's constantly holding out on sex, which is one of the biggest precursors to a man's ability to show affection in a relationship. Do you see how reciprocity works?
Yep, let me show you.
Very attractive. And we were just chit-chatting, and I said to her, you know...
He's pretty much representing her. That's one of his clients.
Was there a moment when you realized the marriage is over? You know, like, was there a moment? And she said, yeah. And I said, when was it? And she said, there was this granola that I like.
Now listen to this story. I will never forget the story because I completely understand what she means about the details. This is what your mom and dad did if you were raised with a mom or dad or vice versa or together. This is what we consider love, where our parents pack our bags and we notice we have everything that we need, even the thing that we always forget. That's a true sign of love.
They only sold it at like this particular grocery store, and I like to put it in my yogurt. And she said he used to always, whenever I'd be running low on it, I would just open the thing one day and a new bag would be there. She's like, and she's like, it made me feel so loved. Like I didn't have to ask. He didn't want credit for it. Like he didn't go like, "Oh, did you see? I got your granola that you want."
Yeah, that is pretty much giving without expecting the praise. Like it's almost like this is just part of our love, and we don't need to point to it.
You know, like he just would do this thing, you know. And she said it was just something that, like, it always made me smile. She said every time the granola was running low and there was a new bag of granola, I just felt very loved, you know. And she said one day the granola ran out. And I thought, oh, that's weird. Maybe he didn't see it. She's like, so I left the bag in there because I thought, well, at some point he'll notice. And he didn't notice. She goes, so I took the bag out and I waited and he didn't get a new bag. Mm-hmm. And I thought, okay, this thing's going down.
Yep.
And I thought to myself, wow, that's like, that's such a small thing, like granola. Like you just, but these are the things. Like these are the little things that make us feel loved and that are gestures of love. And when I said to her, was there anything like that for you with him?
And this is where guys pay attention. But this is actually very true.
And she said, yeah, blowjobs. And I almost spit out my coffee.
I was honestly gonna say this, and when I was recording the video, I just didn't want to bring it up. I completely forgot he said that.
And she goes, no. She goes, when we were first dating and even first married, she's like, I used to give him blowjobs a lot. She's like,
a gesture of love.
Do it in the morning. Took 2 minutes, and he was like super happy the rest.
2 minutes? Damn.
Of the day, she's like, the rest of the day he would like call me or text me and be like, oh, that was so good this morning, I had such pep in my step now. And she's like, it was just like,
that's such a white thing to say. I'm sorry. I got such a pep in my step, says Bob the programmer.
What did it really take out of my life to do that, and it made him feel good. She's like, and then I got to a point where I was like, well, you know what? No, I'll wait, and then tonight we can have sex, and we'll both enjoy that. Like, what is I owe him a blowjob? Like,
yeah.
No.
So you could see how love creates a sense of where you're not counting what they're giving in return, right? You give and you're not counting. You're giving, you're not tallying things up. And I believe that once somebody starts tallying up what they give for you, what they give you, so that you could give to them, that's problematic. Because now you stopped giving for the sake of it. You're giving to even the score. So if they don't give you now you don't give so that the score could be even. And I remember somebody saying how when you're in a relationship, it's never really 50-50 because you never notice that. If they're giving 50, if they can only give 15, you're going to give 85. If they can only give 20, you're going to give 80. But then if you can only give 20, they're going to give 80. And it's not going to be a complaint. And what I notice when couples are breaking up, I lived with my aunt and uncle, and they're still together, but they had a moment where they weren't too good together. And I remember they would just complain about everything. They would always say, hey, I did that, but you didn't do it. Like tallying things up. And I think that this is what tends to happen in long-term relationships. But all right, let's continue with the video.
Get what you give. The notion of being a man's piece is one that is usually explored in your classic fairy tales like Beauty and the Beast. A feminine woman's power to heal a man simply by looking into his eyes or her soft touch is a source of...
This is why I tell women, the advice that I give women, because a lot of you guys get mad that I give women advice, is just exist and say yes. That's what I tell women. Just say yes. And the only time I tell women to play games is when you are not that interested in her. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not being consistent, then yeah, she's gonna start mirroring you. And that's why if you date a woman who watches my channel, just don't play games. Just keep it real. If you're noticing that she's playing games, then do the things that I say. But I can promise you, if she watches my channel and she likes you and she actually does what I say, it's actually gonna be much easier. Because one, you're gonna respect her. Two, there's going to be more open communication. And three, she's going to practice meditation. A woman who practices meditation is always a good thing.
Of infinite power for a man. She represents a safe space where he can shed his tough exterior for a while and just relish in her feminine presence. He can successfully repair the open wounds inflicted on him by society by reminding himself of his love for the woman that he bled for. That's the most beautiful kind of relationship a man can have and experience. And if you don't agree, take this one trait out of the equation and tell me what's left. Tell me what you have. A woman that wants to compete with you. A woman that judges your vulnerability like the outside world does. A woman that
wants to compete with you, man. Holy fuck. Like get her away from me. That's toxic.
just another battle you have to fight once you get home. That is the very antithesis of true femininity, no matter how beautiful her exterior might be. True synergy and bond in a relationship is developed only when a woman is secure enough in her femininity to complement your masculinity instead of competing with it. Unfortunately, women that truly possess this vital feminine trait are a dime a dozen, especially in the modern world where women are taught to compete with men for the sake of equality. Most women are not secure enough in themselves to understand the unique power they possess, let alone how to harness it and actually use it to
Yeah,
comfort
you'd be
their
surprised how many women are so beautiful and how many of them undersell themselves because they don't realize it. Like a lot of women in Brazil, a lot of women in like third world countries, they don't know how good looking they are. Like for example, Colombian women, they don't know how good looking they are. That's why they're obsessed with getting plastic surgery, because they think that they need it when in reality they don't.
But if you're one of the lucky guys who has found yourself a woman like this, understand her value and rarity and always stick by her. She's your place of security, vulnerability, and healing, and she'll be able to get you through some really, really, really tough times.
That's true. And this is a true thing, is that what people don't understand is that you're more powerful with a woman. You're powerful by yourself, don't get me wrong, but if you're more powerful with a supportive woman, but also you're also equally weak with a non-supportive woman. So it's almost like you got to make sure to pick the right one to get the right results. Plain and simple. Like I remember, like for example, like I don't know if you guys have ever gone through like a life crisis and somebody was there for you. There's a big difference when you have a life crisis and somebody's there for you. There really is. And the validation that a woman gives you when she likes you is really important, because when we feel validated by a woman who we value, it changes our minds. It changes the way we interact with people. So a stable, healthy woman being in your life will prevent you from just experiencing burnout, experiencing bitterness, and she'll also heal you. It doesn't mean that you lose your ability to heal yourself. It's just easier. And there's a synergy between the two where you heal her and she heals you, you know? But in order to be able to heal each other, you got to be able to heal yourself first. And that comes through a meditation practice. Okay? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about doing reaction videos. I really enjoy reaction videos because I know I don't post here as often. So I want to make more videos. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.